Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We're so excited to be back here to finish up this story. Right, Steph?
Yeah, so we're going to continue from last week and talk to you about why Adrian moved, what's the future for our creative projects, what's the future for us. So we're excited to talk about it this week.
Yes. No, we're recording a podcast.
Can I leave that in? Can I leave it in?
Yeah, sure, you can. A little
Okay.
Easter egg. We see the little corner of him. Okay. We're rolling straight in from last week's recording. We just figured to record these back to back so that we're fresh, so that for continuity purposes. We would have crammed it all into the last episode, but it probably would have been really long. And we don't really want it to be super long for you guys, you know. It's harder to stay engaged, you know, if it's like a really, really long podcast sometimes. So we want to keep them short and sweet for you.
Oh, wait, before we say anything, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn your notification bells on, make sure that all your notifications are on every streaming platform that you listen to so that whenever a new podcast comes up, you can hear it, because we're going to start slowly giving a lot of updates, and we'd like you to kind of, you know, stay in the loop and not suddenly find out something like, oh, we're having a baby, and you're like, what? How? When? Where? So.
That's what I'm saying. How? When? Where? What? Immaculate conception, right?
Oh,
Our
gosh.
lady.
No, we're not having a baby. I want to say this. We're not having a baby.
We're having a baby.
We're not having a baby. So, okay. So let's jump right into it. We're gonna
Into the thick
push
of it.
everyone in the deep end of the story. So, Adrian Johnson, let's talk about why you moved.
Why I moved? Because I hate Shreveport and I'm ready to get out of that place.
No.
No, it's not that. It felt like time, right? It felt like time. And more than that, like it's time to get life going, you know? It's time to get our existence going. Number one. I don't know how to answer this question. Why did I move? I think that, we've been together for a really long time, right? We've been separate but together. And it's time to just kind of close that distance or work on it in the best way that we can. We've already submitted our paperwork. We've done our legal processes and we've got those things rolling. And so we see kind of the finish line in that regard. And so we want to be together for the end of that and to be able to tie up any loose ends that we need to, for that paperwork process, for the legal process. And the best way to do that is for us to be together. And so the goal with this whole move is to wrap up some things here, tie them up, so that I can go over there for a bit of a longer stay, and we can be together, spend time together as a family, and then also work on the last bit of this paperwork together, and hopefully go to a visa interview soon, and all of that lovely, lovely stuff. So hopefully within the next month or so from when we're recording now, I'll be able to be there. We'll be hanging out. We'll be eating Indian food at the dinner table, playing some skip bo or Uno with the family, and visiting some of our friends.
Also, I think for my sanity of planning the wedding, it would be nice if he was here, because I'm very indecisive, and it would be nice if he's here and we're at the same time zone when we're planning a wedding. Because if you haven't done this, which, I mean, we haven't started it, but already thinking about the details of it kind of worked me up, because we're not going to be in, I was not going to be in the place where to see venues, go to caterers and stuff, and all of that. So it's please be here.
Yay, and now neither of us will be. Woohoo.
Yeah,
great.
but at least there's some kind of sanity to it,
Yeah, we suffer together.
And,
misery loves company.
yeah,
Isn't that the saying?
I mean, I have said let's elope, but We
Well, we're working out those
have
details. As you
voted
can tell, we
against
don't know yet.
we
Because here's the
we
reason
have
why.
voted against it.
Stephanie likes to move way far ahead, and if any of you have been in a long distance relationship and worked on closing the gap, there's you can't move 10 steps ahead. You can't be thinking, people are always like, what's your 5-year plan? Nah, you gotta there ain't no way. You don't have a plan, right? You have like 6 months at a time. You're like a year max at a time, like, because there's so much you can do. Yeah, there's only so much you can do. Like, we
No,
have, like,
as in, like,
things
you
we wanna
only
do.
have 6 months at the max, is
Right.
what I'm saying. Like, 1 year is pushing it. But yeah, for my sanity, and also Adrian hasn't, because when we got engaged, it was still like kind of COVID time, so Adrian hasn't met like extended family and stuff. So this would be a good opportunity to
Right.
meet extended family and friends that he couldn't meet. We might make a trip to meet my mom's side of the family, so because they have never met him.
Mm-hmm.
We've been dating for 5.5 years and they haven't met him, and now we're engaged. So we also like, if you know about like visa processes, we also don't know when we'll be able to make a trip back to be able to meet
Right.
them. So we just thought this would, since we have all this time in our hands, visa processes are taking late because of, COVID stuff and all. We might as well make the most of it, go meet family, spend time together. And my parents are happy to have somebody at the house. My dad's just happy a guy is going to be there at the house because he's sick and tired of all these women in the house.
I can relate.
Because my brother-in-law used to be here, so he had somebody, but now my brother-in-law has moved, um, and because they're doing their stuff too. So he's just going to be happy to have a son in the house.
Right. And so, because this is all kind of worked out in our favor so far, we're just taking advantage of the time. We're going to do some traveling while we're waiting in between paperwork and business stuff that we have to do. We're going to do a bit of traveling, hopefully see her family like she said, maybe take a trip up to the mountains. I've really wanted to see the Himalayas since I've been to India, and every trip I've never been able to go. Whether it be, global shutdowns of everything or just us not fitting it in the schedule or limited time frames.
Yeah.
But this time it's a longer trip, so hopefully we'll get up there, see the mountains, maybe even go down south, maybe see some tea plantations and such. That would be sick. See how that's all done. Do some of those touristy things, but mainly, be able to see some of those people, meet some of those people that are a bit farther away, that require a train ride or a long road trip or something, or even an airplane ride. That'll be great because we don't know. You really never know how things are going to go. So you don't know how long it's going to be before we get another opportunity to do some of that.
So as of recording this episode, we have no idea how long it's going to take for the visa to come in. As in, we are expected to have it, or we were expected to see the next step in the process, not even have our visa, the next step of the process, early next year. So
yeah, if it comes earlier, then great. But yeah, as it stands right now, early next year. So
yeah, and it's not even, because we've talked about, we're like, oh, so the visa is gonna come in, and it's like, no. The first step was applying for it. The second step is for them to accept it and then send it to India. So we are right now at that place where, are they sending it to India?
Right. We're waiting for them to pull our little application off the gigantic warehouse stack full of applications. And someone sits down at their desk, opens it up, and reads through it. So we're waiting for that process. And it's already been quite a bit. So after they do that, then you just get shipped over, and we'll know a bit more definite timeline. So at that point, that's when we'll give probably another update regarding this. And we'll be able to make more concrete, I'm going to do air quotes, concrete plans about timelines and dates and those sorts of things. But until then, we're
yeah,
just going to enjoy the uncertainty and, take advantage of it, travel, enjoy life, and live our best lives out here. That's what we're going to do, Steph.
So people always ask like, "Oh, you're engaged," like new people. So when's the wedding? And I was like,
I don't know.
Some
Who
people
knows?
think like we might be breaking off the engagement because we've been engaged for so long and we don't have a wedding date. We don't have there is no planning, insight, nothing. And then
because especially there, right?
Right.
Typically engagements are pretty short, right? It's like kind of a short thing.
I mean, even there, like within a year, you usually plan the wedding.
Usually, but people do have like extended engagements sometimes.
More than a year?
Sometimes, yeah. Some people have pretty long engagements.
Interesting.
Yep, very.
Yeah, we've been together for so long that I mean, if it were up to me, we'd get engaged and the next month we'd be married.
I mean, it already feels like we're married to me, kind of.
It does.
It's just,
Doesn't it?
It's kind of annoying because you got to go through all the legal processes and stuff. It's not just like a handshake, like, oh yeah, we're married now.
Just the spit check.
There's all kinds of legal stuff. There's all kinds of laws and things,
Yeah.
and technicalities, all that stuff.
I mean, I understand why they're all in place.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's very annoying.
Yeah, but it's fine though. We do what we gotta do. I'm just looking forward to being able to eat a bunch of good food, and be back in. One thing that we wanted to do whenever I was moving was to try to minimize the impact on our online presence, because we're throughout this whole thing and like my travels and us being over there, we're gonna try to document as much as possible and keep all sorts of new and exciting things. Things just happening. I've got a little bit of a break from work. They were able to kind of give me an extended leave from work, so I'm very grateful for that. And so we want to kind of take advantage of this time to really, focus on just trying different creative projects and putting ourselves out there, and keeping everybody back home and new people who are interested to tune in, keeping them aware of what's going on and just in the loop. It's been hard to do that, and that was one of the reasons why we brought our relationship online, was because we wanted our families near and afar to be able to kind of get to know us and get to know about what our situation is, and if they want to know a little more about why they haven't met so and so yet, or why they're not married yet, they can.
So before we started the podcast and stream and stuff, Adrian and I never posted online.
Right.
Like we would post only when he was here, we were together, we'd take a couple of pictures and maybe change our profile picture. That's it. We never really posted a lot. But then we realized that with all we have a lot of family who have questions, and it's kind of hard to just say the same thing over and over and over again. So we're like, you know what, let's just put a podcast up. That's how the first season started, and the second season was more like, we really enjoy doing this, and let's see what comes of it, and have all these other people join our journey, join our ride. And I don't know about Adrian, but it's been really fun. It's been fun streaming. We've added a new stream day, so if you want to kind of join in the live conversation, we stream on Twitch. We started doing YouTube videos. We started doing this podcast, posting stuff on Instagram, and I've kind of enjoyed it because I like staying busy, but it's also this creative outlet and stuff. So yeah, I'm really grateful that I have a partner who kind of enjoys doing it with me and encourages me to do it. So thank you, babe.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. The first thing we want to talk about is this podcast. Steph and I have actually talked about kind of long-term plans with this. The goal for this podcast is to one day no longer really be needed. You know what I mean? Like the original reason we started it was to keep, friends and family and, random people who want to listen, just aware of what's going on with our situation. You know, people who follow us on Instagram and have for a while, you know, just want to know what's going on sometimes. So keep that aware. At some point, you know, we'll be together and kind of this, you know, we'll be married hopefully, and all of this stuff, the visa stuff, all of that should be kind of behind us and such. So the goal for that is to someday close that sort of topic. So at some point, this podcast will probably change to some other sort of topic, right? We'll probably focus in on some kind of, we've been talking about some ideas. If there's something that you would like to hear us cover or talk about in the future on this podcast, if you have any ideas, feel free to let us know. We have a few things in mind that we want to discuss, and we're kicking around ideas, but at some point this podcast will change. It'll be quite different, but you don't have to worry about that for a while. I don't foresee that for a bit. You know, we're still working on all this stuff. So this is the place to be to get these like more in-depth updates about our lives for sure. More than just like an Instagram post or even like a YouTube video. This is probably the most in-depth and transparent that we'll be about stuff. Publicly, you know. The next
also sorry, with everything in the podcast that's happening, that's why Adrian said, like, let us know what you'd like us to cover, what you think would be really nice for the direction of this podcast in the long term. Like, once we get married, we kind of want to move away from talking about our relationship, because, you know, we'll be married. And that's
and
what
I've seen so many, like I just saw like this horror story basically of this relationship, this like couples like YouTube channel stuff where they do this kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, no way. Not us.
But we do enjoy like recording podcasts, but we don't want to be a one-trick pony. You know, we just don't want to be always talking about our relationship, because after a while, we're kind of gonna run out of things to talk about.
I mean, you can always make up things to talk about, right? You can make drama in your life to cover it, but we don't want to get to that point, you know?
Unless we stop like talking to each other once we get married, we just never see each other, never talk to each other except when we are like recording the podcast.
It seems very unhealthy. I don't like it.
It will be so unhealthy. Oh my gosh. Think if people actually did that. But anyway, so we already have a couple of ideas in, but feel free to let us know, or, you know.
Yeah, we would like to actually do something that I want to do is more like research-based things, right? Where we research and dig into a topic or a person or some kind of setting or event or something, and dive into that. Maybe even change it up season to season, you know? Pick like a niche and then try different ideas and such. But that's a little further off, so we've got plenty of time to cover. Who knows what life will throw our way between now and then. But in the more immediate future, our YouTube channel. Basically, we want to increase the things that we're doing. So the things that we already do, we just want to do more of it, right? And new ideas with it. Yeah. So like with YouTube here, a lot of what we do now is, you know, we do some clips from our streams, right? If there's like a funny moment or something kind of interesting discussion, we'll maybe clip that and use that as a video. Sometimes we will record when we're together, like a snack video and things like that. Eating snacks, that was a lot of fun. We'll record different us sitting down and doing different challenges or trying different things, like Stephanie trying to pronounce Louisiana city names, which was really funny. So we'll do stuff like that, right? We want to do more of those kinds of things, and when we're together, we'll be able to do so much more, right? We'll be able to do more of those sit-down challenges, trying snacks and stuff. We'll be able to go maybe eat everything off the McDonald's menu or something, or all the non-American-y things. You know, stuff like that. Really fun, like kind of quirky things. But we also want to do more like kind of traveling around vlogs, right? Like vlogs about our day, things that we're doing. If we're going to some place interesting or doing something kind of weird or offbeat, you know, maybe document that for you guys. Maybe like just throughout the week, get little snippets and then put it all together, you know, something like that. So be on the lookout for those sorts of things. If you like those kind of like out of the house kind of traveling around like adventures, yeah, keep your eyes open. Definitely subscribe to that YouTube channel.
I thought you were gonna talk about what the series that we're gonna start soon this week. This is such a weird thing to say. Adrian and I don't like like reality TV shows. We don't usually watch a lot of it. But we came across this TV show. What do you want to say? Netflix
And
TV
that it's a
show,
Netflix
Netflix
series,
series
right?
called Dated and Related.
And it's as
And
horrifying as it sounds.
when we watched it, I had secondhand embarrassment. Like I was like that. So if you want to see our reactions, we are gonna do it. I think a couple of weeks. So every week an episode. So
Hmm.
I don't know how many episodes there are, but so just keep an eye out for that because we really want to talk about how disturbing and sometimes toxic this TV series or Netflix series is.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty bizarre.
if you love reality TV, make sure you watch our reaction. If you don't love reality TV, watch it and trash it with us.
Yeah. Watch it because you love us.
Yeah. Watch it for our pretty faces. But yeah, that's that's some things that are changing. Our second season for this podcast will go until December.
Something like that.
I
Right.
want to say. But yeah, like we're gonna have a season for this kind of podcast till we get married.
Right.
So that's what we've been talking about. We've been, as you can see, we've been talking about this a lot. Um, but yeah, the reason again, coming back to why Adrian moved and what's happening. So this is what's happening. This has been in talks for a bit. We have been talking about it, and I'm so happy that our like family kind of understands this. Our parents understand it. They're very supportive of us.
Yeah.
Um, so like I know that it's so hard to do stuff like this without like support and like just like having that support system with you because it can get discouraging and it has been discouraging. Like when
Yeah.
we find out
2020, right? Hey.
when we find out, oh, we can't get to your application till we get through applications that were put in pre-COVID, and realizing like think about how many people actually apply for these things. It's kind of disheartening, kind of discouraging. And
Right.
today, when I was talking to somebody, he so nicely said, like, there's only so much you can do, and worrying won't kind of make it go any faster. So do
Yeah.
as much as you have to do and then just enjoy life, enjoy what life throws at you, enjoy where life takes you because you never know. And I was like, oh, that's such a
Hmm.
positive way to see it.
Yeah.
And I think
And like
we're in the
that's exactly what we're doing, That's exactly why we want to take advantage of this time. We have to wait, we have to have this bit of pause in our lives. So why waste it? We're going to take advantage of it. We're going to try some of these creative projects and just keeping people in tune to what's going on and trying different things. So that's what we're doing, and we've done it, talked about it on YouTube. We talked about it for the podcast, with our live streams. We're planning on streaming from India as well. We're planning to increase the number of streams we do each week. We've actually just added a new day. So right now we stream in U.S. Central Time. We stream Sunday nights and we stream on Wednesday mornings. So that we're trying some new things over there as well. So once I get over there, then we'll probably add another day or maybe 2 more days or something. So we'll just keep doing more stuff and see what works, see what we like doing. It's been a lot of fun trying these new things out, and we really enjoy it. So Sunday nights have kind of become mostly just chatting, talking about the week, looking at funny pictures together, watching funny videos and stuff, kind of just hanging out with people and chatting. So if you're not into like gaming and stuff, that would be the best night to come on over. Stop by on a Sunday night or Monday morning India time, just to say hi, kind of chat, talk about your week a little bit, hang out with us. That's very much a hangout stream. Wednesdays, we've kind of started to do a sort of date night approach where, we go on a date and we play like a video game together, or usually video game. We're kind of keeping it more gaming central, but we do a lot of just chatting with everybody too as well. This past week we played Animal Crossing, so that was fun, doing a little laid back stream. So
you can join us as Adrian has breakfast and I have dinner. So
yeah,
if you need company while you have your meal,
yeah,
we're your guys.
Yeah, so it's kind of a late breakfast for people over here, but hey, if you're on the West Coast, it'll be perfect for you.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to thank all of you for just being so like patient and understanding. I know a lot of family watches this and a lot of friends watch it, so I just want to like appreciate you for your support and just being there, encouraging us, and just even without knowing what we're going through, just being like, hey, it's all going to be okay kind of thing. So thank you so much for all of that. And I know these 2 episodes have been very sappy, but we'll be back with being weird and being snappy.
I mean, the podcast though, babe, is like it's a mixed bag, because it's kind of like it's the
got
deeper
extra
parts
sappy
of our lives, right? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it gets serious. Sometimes it gets funny. It's kind of just what's going on in life, right?
Yeah. So hope to see you next week. And if you just want to stay updated and just in tune with everything that's happening, you can always just check out our Instagram and our TikTok and our Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our goal is to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year.
Because we got to lock down that URL. We got to get that custom URL and lock it down so we can put it places. So it actually is a useful goal. It's not just give us numbers. So if you want to take someone's phone that and subscribe for them on their YouTube app, go ahead and do that for us. We'll appreciate it. Maybe they'll enjoy.
And then if you're watching or listening on all these other streaming platforms, make sure that you go ahead and you rate us, because that kind of helps the algorithm as well. And we just want to thank you. You're the OGs. When this goes and if this goes anywhere, we'll remember you.
Oh yeah, we got you.
So thank you all for joining us this week, and we will see you next Tuesday for another episode. We love y'all.